All right, well, I think we'll go ahead and get started. Thank you everyone for registering for our How to Tuesday Financial Wellness, how to level up your financial wellness. My name is Camille Cook. I am the instruction outreach librarian here at Park University. Thank you everyone who is here watching us live, as well as everyone who will be watching back on replay, on demand on our library website, library.park.edu. Today we're going to be talking a little bit about financial wellness. And if you've never joined us for How to Tuesday, these are 15 to 20-minute webinars where we can talk about one single topic. Today, we're talking about financial wellness. And this is really just an explanation of how to use library resources or campus resources to support you as a student. We're here to help you. And I, in particular, am here to talk to you a little bit about the resources that the library has to support your financial wellness. So today, we're going to kind of walk through a couple of different things. The first is the why, the second is the how, and then how we can actually get some resources to help you, as well as the Q&A. So first of all, why is financial wellness important? What is the big deal about this? And why is this something that we're talking about? We know that students often really struggle with financial wellness. No one really teaches you exactly how to manage your personal finances. And whether you are 18 or 48, a lot of people struggle with financial wellness. And we also know that financial literacy is a top skill for all college students to acquire before they graduate, because this is going to set them up for success. But also, we know that it's really inherent to the higher educational experience that students struggle financially, right? This article from Inside Higher Ed, I would definitely recommend. All of these slides will be posted. The link will be posted in the description of this box. And it's also in the chat if you are interested in accessing these slides and accessing this link. This link is also linked in our workshop resources page. But we know that while enrolled in college, 73% of students who are attending have experienced financial difficulty. And that financial difficulty is often a big reason they do not persist to complete their education. So we know that there are many students who don't understand financial literacy or financial wellness, and to take out loans or take out expensive credit card debt to pay for their time in college, only to end up needing to withdraw from school because they can't afford it. So not only are they saddled with student loans or debt or credit card debt, but they also have not achieved the degree that they set out for. So we really want to be proactive about this. And we are really passionate here at the library about helping students with their financial wellness and giving them the resources that they need to be prepared, to be knowledgeable about the different kinds of support we have for you and the different kinds of ways you can pay for college, and just how to be financially literate in your everyday life, right? This goes way beyond just paying for college. Many students have a plan for college, but then as soon as they're outside of college, maybe they had a full ride, maybe they had enough scholarships or grants or financial aid support that they didn't have to pay for it. Maybe they had a VA loan. But after they get out of college and they're in their first professional position, or they are in a myriad of life stages, it can be really difficult to know how to manage finances appropriately and responsibly. So that's the why. That's why we're talking about this today, and why this really matters. This topic is immediately applicable to so many students. So the second question we have here today is how we can level up our financial wellness. We know why we want to do it, but how do we do that? What are some practical things that we can do? So what I want to do is I'm going to hop out of here and I'm going to show you one of our library resource guides. And this library resource guide is going to actually be a great resource for you throughout all of your college career, as well as just throughout your experience as a college student, right? This financial wellness guide, it has many resources for you. The first being our U.S. Bank Financial Wellness Collection. And we are really lucky because we have partnered with U.S. Bank Financial Wellness to provide these resources for you. We are very grateful for this opportunity to provide these excellent resources for you as students. And we can see here that there are so many different ebooks and resources that are available for you on this topic of money or financial wellness. As I scroll through here, you can see that there's all kinds of different things like the broke millennial, taking on investing, stop scraping by and get your financial life together. Budgeting 101, from getting out of debt and tracking expenses to setting financial goals and building your savings. All kinds of different resources are available through this online guide. And this guide has so many different topics throughout the realm of financial wellness. So if you need financial basics, a money management guide for students, we have that. Or if you have a financial crisis, if you're in crisis right now, we have that as well. So I'm going to click on one of these. I'm going to kind of show you guys how our ebook collections work. So if I wanted to look at this one, Financial Basics, a money management guide for students, you can see that here we have some information about it, including the cover art, the title, the ISBN. But if I hover over the title here, you can see a description of the book. So what you can expect to find in this book, as if you're reading the back jacket. And these resources are completely free for all Park University students. So if I click on that title, it's going to actually push us through to our library website and library resource guides. We can see here that our ebook has its own information here. It has the description. It has, again, the title, cover art, information about publication, as well as some different categories and things like that. You can also see that there are different table of contents. So this is what you can expect to find within the resource. Now, one question I get a lot from students is, once I have actually gone through and looked through this, how do I read the ebook? And that answer is really just what I've modeled for you here, right? We have our ebook. If we go back, we can see that there's different table of contents here. So you can go through and select the table of contents. You can also see more table of contents by clicking on these plus signs. You can kind of skip through the book that way. You can also go over here to two different options. And one over here is PDF full text and one is a full download. If you would prefer to read this on some sort of an ebook reader like a Kindle or a Nook or something like that, you can actually download this and import it into those e-reader devices. You can also just read it right away here in the browser as a PDF. And again, you can skip through here. So if you know that you want to talk about finances while in college, you can skip to that section of the book. Things like credit card phobia, we can read about that, right? We can read about Sloane's story, who was afraid of taking out a credit card and was afraid of debt, right? These are really ways that you can get more information without having to read through the entire book, right? You guys are busy college students. You don't have time necessarily to read every single page of every single book. So these table of contents can really help you kind of navigate, including selecting a credit card, right? These are all really good resources to refer to as you begin to think about what you are looking for in your financial literacy and your financial wellness. This one talks about APR, it talks about interest rates and all of that good stuff. All right, so if we go back to our ebook here, our record of the information about the ebook, you can see over here on the right-hand side that there are some tools. And this is a really helpful thing because you may want to save certain resources and come back to them later. And if you do that, you can see that there are tons of different ways that you can do that. The first is by saving this to your Google Drive. This is going to give you a way to go back to it. You could create a Google Drive folder. All Park University students have access to Google Drive and access to those resources for free. You could also email this to yourself or save it. Permalink. A permalink is a permanent link. So something that students often get confused about is, what is the difference between a permalink and the link up here in the actual URL of the website? And the biggest difference there is that the permalink is a permanent link. When you sign into Park University Library, you sign into all of your Canvas and things like that, that gives you access to library resources because we authenticate and say, yes, you are a student. But sometimes those authentications can time out. So if you just collect the URL up here at the top, that can mean that you often have that link expire. Instead, by collecting that permalink, you'll be able to come back to this record, even if your authentication has expired, and re-sign in again. So I would recommend that you grab that permalink over this URL up at the top. You can also get a citation. So if you wanted to use one of these resources for a paper or for something else, you can also use the cite button. The cite button allows you to see different citation styles and different ways of citing this resource. So for example, if you're citing something in APA, you can look through here, grab the APA reference and go ahead and put that in. So this is a great resource and great opportunity to expand your financial wellness and financial literacy through ebooks, as well as a little how-to on how to get through to this page, as well as the tools we have to offer you for the resources available. We also, kind of clicking back to our financial wellness guide, we have so many ebooks that are available for you. So many that I cannot go through all of them today, but this is a really great resource for you to really apply and identify some financial wellness weaknesses and learn more about them. And again, this collection is provided by US Bank, which is a huge, generously provided gift. We are very grateful for these resources available. I also want to show you a couple of resources over here on the second tab called Financial Literacy Resources. And these resources are awesome because they provide even more information and more application of what you're learning. So I want to point out a couple things. The first is this FICO score. If you don't know what a credit score is or what that means, this FICO score is going to tell you about what that means and give you opportunities to improve your credit score, right? You have to build credit as a student in order to be prepared for the future of credit-bearing endeavors, like buying a house or buying a car, getting a loan, things like that. We also have some online resources like the different types of financial aid, paying for college, finding scholarships, an interactive game that you can test your money and financial wellness skills. There's also a wonderful video here about how financial literacy and financial wellness can really change your life, and how not knowing about these things can really have a significant impact. And you'll read about that as well in all of those ebooks about how money is a really important tool in our lives, and we have to be able to learn new skills to support our financial literacy and financial wellness. Additionally, there's some budgeting information here. So if you're wanting to make a budget, these are some great budget guides and resources. Up here, we have some free budgeting apps. So if you prefer to do it all in an app, that's great too. You can download one of these apps that we recommend to make a budget, stick to a budget. A lot of times you can link your bank account and it will automatically pull in those purchases, and it will show you which categories of spending you're using. So if you're spending a lot on clothes, or if you're spending a lot on eating out, it can tell you those things and support you in figuring out what a budget might work for you. Additionally, I've put some salary research information here. So if you want to know what the cost of living is, or if you want to know which salaries are going to meet your financial needs, this is a great opportunity too. And then finally, we have some podcasts. So like podcasts like You Need a Budget, or Afford Anything and Build a Better Life, Frugal Friends. These podcasts could be something you turn on in the background as you're working out at the gym or going for a walk. And that can help you with your financial wellness skills and help you build those skills passively. Planet Money is great. Wall Street Journal, The Secrets of Wealthy Women. These are all great resources for you to begin to practice financial literacy and financial wellness. So these are the resources that we have to offer you today. I am really passionate about equipping students and empowering students to take a hold of their finances and supporting them with these resources. These are how we recommend that you level up your financial wellness. And we believe that with these resources and tools that you really can start to learn really positive and beneficial financial wellness techniques and strategies. So that is actually all we have today for our How to Tuesday. Don't forget that How to Tuesday is a weekly webinar series where we spend 15 to 20 minutes going through a commonly asked question or topic for students that are undergraduate, graduate, staff, faculty, whatever you are. And we are really here to support you. Don't miss next week's don't miss next week's How to Tuesday, where we discuss social connections, how to make friends, and how to build your support circles. This is going to be one you don't want to miss, and it's going to be co-hosted by our counseling center. So we are really excited to welcome them to How to Tuesday this month. And we're excited to see how they will help us all expand our social circles and make new friends while in our first few weeks of college. Thank you all so much. If you have any questions, you're welcome to drop them in the chat or email me. My email is here, as well as additional contact information. If you're watching this back on recording, feel free to email me. I'm happy to discuss or help you find additional resources that are going to support your financial wellness and your growth. And that's all I have for you. So have a wonderful day. I'll stick around if you have any questions, but thank you all so much for attending How to Tuesday.